What's shaking, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Gardner Oat, founder and CEO of GEMS Intercontinental, an abbreviation for Gardner's English Mastery School Intercontinental, where we learn English the practical and conversational way. Well, I'm back again with another exciting episode on making and receiving phone calls. And to be very specific, I have prepared detailed slides on how to book appointments over the phone. So without wasting much time, let's dive in. Good morning. I'd like to arrange a meeting at your earliest convenience. Now, this particular phrase is professional and respectful, and you say it or rather use it for formal or business settings. Make sure to use a calm, steady tone for impact. Great. Let's get to the next one. Hi, I'd like to book an appointment. Say it or rather you use it in general situations when calling to schedule a service. Right? Now, make sure that you be soft by saying please clearly at the very end, and of course it softens the request instantly. Let's get to the next one. Hello, I'm calling to schedule an appointment for... Now, this particular phrase is clear and specific about your intention, right? And you can use it in formal or on and mention the service early to speed up the immediately after you declare your intention to schedule an appointment. All right, fantastic. Let's get to the next one. Hi, I was wondering if I could book an appointment for some time this week. Now, this particular phrase works simply because the use of was wondering if makes the request softer and more natural, and you get to use it when you want to sound polite and flexible. And make sure that you use a first time calls. Let's get to the next one. Hi, I'd like to set up an appointment. Do you have any availability tomorrow? Now, this particular phrase is direct and efficient. You use it whenever you have a preferred date, and always suggest a specific day to move things faster. Fantastic. Let's get to the next one. Hello, I'm looking to book a consultation. What time do you have available? Now, this particular phrase invites options and keeps the conversation flowing. You use it whenever you are trying to do what we call service-based business. For example, doctors, consultants. And at the end of the day, make sure that you sound curious and open. Hi, I'd like to book an appointment. Now, this particular phrase works simply because it's clear and respectful. You say it or rather you use it when requesting for a specific person, and make sure that you pronounce the name correctly and sound. I'm calling to schedule a meeting regarding our previous discussion on English tutorials. Now, this particular phrase adds context and purpose. Calls, and make sure that you keep the top. Hi, I'd like to book a time slot. What's your next availability? Now, this particular phrase is natural and conversational. You use it in casual or semi-formal bookings, and make sure that you use an upbeat tone to sound friendly. Let's get to the next one. Hello, I'm calling to confirm if I can book an appointment for Tuesday, 3rd of April at 9 a.m. Now, this particular phrase is efficient and precise. You use it when you already have a specific slot in mind, but make sure that you use a polite tone and always have a backup time ready in case it doesn't fit their schedule. Let's get to the next one. Hi, I was referred to you by Simon and would like to schedule an appointment. Now, this particular phrase works because it builds trust and credibility, and you use it on referral-based bookings. And make sure that you mention the referrer's name clearly. Let's get to the next one. Good morning. I would like to arrange a quick meeting if you are available. Now, this particular phrase is respectful and considerate of time, and you say it during business or networking calls. And make sure that you emphasize quick to reduce resistance. Let's get to the next one. Hi, could I book an appointment? This particular phrase is polite while expressing urgency, and you use it for urgent, or same day bookings. Make sure that you keep your tone hope. Let's get to the next one. Hello, I would like to schedule a follow-up appointment. Now, this particular phrase works because it's clear and context specific. You use it after a previous meeting or session, and make sure that you mention the last visit briefly if needed. Let's get to the next one. Hi, I'm calling to see if there are any Now, this particular phrase gives the other use it whenever you're trying to achieve flexible scheduling. Make sure that you use a gentle tone and be ready to choose quickly. Let's get to the next one. Good afternoon. I'd like to book an appointment at a time that suits you best. Now, this particular phrase works because it shows flexibility and respect. Use it in highly polite or formal situations, and always be polite and use this with senior professionals or executives. Let's get to the next one. Hi, I would like to schedule a session. What would you recommend? Now, this particular phrase works simply because it invites guidance and expertise, and you use it when you are unsure about the timing. So make sure that you say it, or rather make sure that you sound open and willing to listen. That is a pro tip. Let's get to the next one. Hello, I'm calling to book an appointment for... Fantastic. Now, this particular phrase is clear and structured, and you actually say it, or rather use it in general but slightly formal bookings. And make sure that you avoid long explanations. Keep it simple, all right? Hello, I'm calling to book an appointment. All right? So it could be a dentist appointment. It could be, any appointment. Hi, I would like to reserve a spot for a meeting sometime next week. Now, this particular phrase works because it sounds organized and it whenever you are planning ahead, okay? And make sure that you mention the preferred days if possible. So mostly you don't use this phrase for urgent, Hi, I'd love to book an appointment. Could you walk me through the available options? Now, this particular phrase is engaging and collaborative, and you actually use it for first-time bookings or unfamiliar services. And the tip is to use a friendly tone to build rapport. That's, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you for this divine episode. Until the next one, see you again. Bye bye.